Hello, welcome to Creative Crafting by Katie. I want to demonstrate a double heart wood cutout. This is one that I don't sell, but it was a misfit one. I might do this possibly next year. I'm not really sure. But what I want to do is feature the molded wood in this, which is what you're going to see me applying. It is a bendable, flexible wood-based product that you put into silicone molds. Let it cure for 12 to 24 hours. And then you'll use it to embellish up your crafts. I'm demonstrating a molding trim that you would do by firmly pressing it into the mold impression, scraping it back with the plastic scraper, pushing it back down to make sure that none of it has gotten out of the mold, and then sealing up tight back in the bag and the container that it comes in. If you notice on the top of the screen there, or to the right, that is all my molded wood that I already have done and cured, and they're different molding trims from different silicone molds. I just wanted to show you how quick and easy it is to actually do this, and as far as applying the molded wood into a silicone mold. I am using Titebond Quick and Thick because this is a wood-based product and I'm using it on a wood surface. I would use the appropriate adhesive for whatever type of material you're wanting to apply this molded wood to. It will cure it will be safe outside if you have the appropriate adhesive. The molded wood itself isn't going to break down. It's whether or not you're using the appropriate adhesive for the weather outside. And if you want to put it on metal or tin or furniture, again, you have to just use the appropriate adhesive. I like this Thick and Quick for wood on wood, and I like to use Stick Fast 3-in-1 super glue, or like an E6000 on the other types of materials, glass, metal, plastic. I do not hardly ever will use hot glue on this unless I'm putting it maybe on a piece of scrapbook paper and it's something small that I know is not going to come off. But with this, I mean, you've got a lot of effort into it, so you don't want to have it popping off. So I'm just applying these molding trims, and if you notice, I'm applying them in the full piece of the molding trim that they have, or the length of them, to go across both hearts wherever necessary. This stuff cuts with a pair of scissors or an X-Acto knife, so this I thought would be the best way to get a nice clean fit, and I can go back and cut around the heart itself afterwards. So I'm just applying molding trim after molding trim, pushing it down, making sure that they're tight together, and you do see some white up at the top, but that's just the wood adhesive glue there that will dry clear. Okay, so this one here, I'm going to go with a second piece because it wasn't long enough, and it butts up real nice and is pretty seamless on this. You'll be very surprised. I'm going to go back in and put the one on top of that now. So just keep going, trim after trim. I don't believe I repeated any of these trims twice on here. That's just how many different trims are out there is amazing. There's lots of different companies that sell molding trims or silicone molds in general. If you're interested in knowing more about this, I will have a link for my Facebook page and a group on my Facebook page that we solely do molded wood in there. Every Monday on my page, I do molded wood about 10 a.m. where we just play around with molded wood and use it in different ways and paint it up and make projects, and you can decoupage on it and all the things, okay? You just use the type of paint you're going to use for any other crafting. So now I have this. I want to show you how you can take the X-Acto knife. The only reason this doesn't work as well right now is because the glue has not set up and the things are not tight. They are loosey-goosey there. You get me? Because the glue below it has not set up, so it makes it want to slide on me. So I decide no go there, but gives you an idea of how you could just take an X-Acto knife and go around that. I would just let it set up first, and I think it takes like 10 minutes. So I cut all around it with a pair of scissors. I will come back up and trim a couple different areas on the heart itself that I noticed afterwards that were kind of hanging over the back still. But again, it cuts very, very easily with a pair of scissors. I had something in there. There's always something flying around, a dog hair or something. So I decided to go with this really pretty wine color. I think it's gorgeous. You're going to absolutely love it. As you can see me applying the paint to this, you're going to notice all the different details and the trims coming out. But wait till I dry brush some white on there. It's going to blow your mind how cool it looks. And I know the camera's a little bit far away from what I'm doing, but trust me, you're going to see it in just a minute. You can see it right there. I just kind of fast forward, and I do go all around the sides with this and on the back. On the back, I kind of wipe off some of it so that the natural wood color can come through, because I do like that look on this chunky woods that I have, which I do have other wood cutouts that are hearts that are not doubled together like this. If you would like to purchase them, they are also on my website at creativecraftingbykatie.com and in my Etsy shop, Creative Crafting by Katie, which you can find all those links in the description here below. And I do have a link tree on my Facebook page. I will have all the links to purchase the molded wood to, to my shop for wood cutouts, and my Facebook page and my molded wood group in Facebook. You can just see the details in this. And so you see why I went all the way across. That way all of my things matched up perfectly from one heart to the other. And I didn't have to worry about any of it being off. Now you could also have painted the surface first, but anytime I put wood adhesive down, I like to actually do wood on wood if I can and not have any barrier in between there. But there are going to be some cases where I had to go down in there with the paintbrush and get the piece of wood that's kind of showing through the surface, because there's a couple of these things that are like a rounded little wood bead look, or there's just some indentations. It's not a straight piece. So I went back and was able to get that, but it's just white otherwise from the wood glue right now, and it paints up just fine. Might be a little bit lighter tone, but I did go back in and put a second coat in those areas where the glue was showing, just because it looked a little bit off. But you guys see how pretty this is looking? And the fine details. Make sure you go at all different angles, because some of these different molded wood pieces actually have some indentations and things that you need to get around all the sides with it. So that's what I'm doing right there. Dries much darker than it was when I first started, because I'm a little disappointed in that, but I still love the color. Now I'm going to come in here with one of these fan brushes. This is probably the only thing I use this fan brush for, to be honest with you, is to dry brush things on it. And this works out really well. Watch this now. I'm going flat with it. I'm only going to grab the raised surfaces of the molded wood, and each trim has its own raised surface. So it's going to be so fun to watch this process right here. You do not want to miss it. See how it's just like coming to life and popping out? I will add it around the sides in the back of it, the dry brush as well, the white. So it's all cohesive, but you could use this in any color tones. You can use a paint, a rub and buff, a luster, whatever color tone you want. I happen to be making this for somebody, so I thought this would be perfect for her color tone and scheme in her home. So, do you notice how gorgeous this stuff looks? You will see at the end a picture of it done on display, so you'll be able to see it a lot closer up and in person. But it's just amazing. And the flexibility of this, it remains flexible even if after you painted it. Like if you didn't apply it to a surface first and you painted it first, you can still bend and flex it. It's not going to make it stiff. It only be stiff once you adhere it down to something. It'll remain that way. So how fun is this? I absolutely love this project. I have done a carrot and a Christmas tree also with this molded wood stuff in the moldings. But you guys, get a hold of the silicone molds. They have them everywhere. Hobby Lobby even sells them every day at half off. Joann and Michael's has a lot of times them on clearance. You got to just look around and you'll be amazed at what you can find. Amazon is fantastic for some cheap molds. And being that Hobby Lobby's got them half off, I'd go there. They have a molding trim there that's got, I think, 3 or 4 different molding trims, but there's 2 of each on there. And you're going to probably pay less than $5 for it. And it's something you can use over and over and over again. I went in both directions just for fun to kind of give it a different look. And I do not worry about this. It's just wherever it hits when I dry brush. And I do like to go around my edges though to kind of pop off that edge to let the white make that heart definition there. That's kind of what I was doing there. So here you go. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you don't already subscribe. And make sure that you check this molded wood out. It is a wonderful, fantastic product. There you go. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and be sure to check out Mold-A-Wood at creativecraftingbykatie.com.